Hello, dear all. Hope that you all are fine. And today we will discuss about the Samprapti, which is a part of Nidan Panchak. This is a very important topic of Nidan Panchak because many Achar have said that Chikitsa itself is a Samprapti victim. Unless we will not understand the Samprapti of the disease properly, we can't go for treatment portion properly. Because in Samprapti you will learn about how the those gets vitiated and up to what extent they gets vitiated. So depending on that nature, say that I'm we are discussing that there is vitiation of vad dosh. So in vad dosh you will find out that there is tatra ruksho lagu sita sushma chalo vanila. There are so many properties of vad. So in Samprapti, you will find out that which of these properties of what is vitiated or are vitiated, or there may be vitiation of one property, there may be vitiation of more than one property. So Samprapti is again a very important topic of Rog Nidan, as you are well known to you. It is well known to you that and Nidan Panchak is for the examination of disease. You know there are two concepts. Parichayastu prayojanam khalu pratipatti jnanam. You know the purpose of examination is to know the things which is described in our text as such. If we examine about the patient, then there is rogi pariksha, there is trivid pariksha, panchvid pariksha, and so on, aspid, daspid. Whereas to find out the extent of disease, ball of disease, we examine the disease as per schedule by Nidan Panchak. We examine the disease by Nidan Panchak. So for examination of disease, Achar have prescribed Nidan Panchak, whereas for the examination of a patient, there are so many manifold examinations have been prescribed. As we earlier I said that there is Drivid Pariksha Pratyaksha and Hanuman, and there is Trivid Pariksha, Pratyakshan, Aptobdesh Hanuman, there is Chaturvid Pariksha, there is Panchvid Pariksha, there is Sadvid Pariksha. Panchvid is especially for disease, other all are for patient. So among Nidan Panchak, today we will discuss about the Samprapti. Now, definition of Samprapti. You can see here the first line. This is the simplest definition of Samprapti. What is said that rogasya samyak prapti. There is lack of halant in samyak. This is due to typing mistake here. So there is rogasya samyak prapti, samprapti is there. So what it says that properly formation of method of proper formation of the origin of disease is known as samprapti. Now, to what it means by the proper formation, that the way in which it has been described in text, that it said that there is uh, some characteristic feature of that disease. So until unless that characteristic feature is not evolved, till then it is said that samprapti is not complete. So beginning from those vitiation to evolvement of that particular feature which specifies the disease, entire process in between these two steps is known as samprapti. Say that there is prabhutavil mutrata, and this is the cardinal symptom of prameh. So beginning from asya sukham, that is nidan. So we will say that whether there is some particular nidan is found in that case or not, then there we will see that whether there is Purrup of Nidan is not found in that patient. Yeah, it is found or not found, because you will say that these steps are very essential part of pathogenesis. You can, I will just quote a common example that Haridvarnam Mutram, to there is yellowish discoloration of urine is found in so many diseases. So whereas we decide on the basis of Purrup that whether he is suffering from either Prameh or from some other disease like Rakpit, Kamla. So on that basis, on the basis of single character, we can't say that he is suffering from that particular disease. But since that one is the uh, most important feature, so beginning from those vitiation, then how it uh, goes to that particular part, and how finally the characteristic symptom is evolved. This entire process is known as samprapti. Until unless last phase is not reached, the process is not defined as samprapti. Say that someone is going somewhere. So until unless he or she does not reaches up to his final destination, it is not. It is never said that he has completed his journey. है ना? So beginning from house you come to your college, and until unless you does not reaches up to the mark of college, it is never said that your journey for this time is complete. So in the same way, the beginning from vitiation of those to production of that particular character, all the events in between these two steps are known as samprapti. And since there is proper formation of disease, there there is uh, evolvement or origin of most of the symptoms of that disease have taken place, since so why it is known as its samyak prapti, it is properly formed. So this is the simplest definition of samprapti, that rogasya samyak prapti samprapti. In the same way, Chakrapani have also said that vyadhijanak dosh vyapar, है ना, विशेष युक्तम, vyadhijanak dosh vyapar, dosh, the all the entire process of dosh, that what it says, that dosh vyapar vishesh yuktam, it will contain so many process, how they were vitiated, uh, how their spread takes place, how their circulation takes place. So these entire process are related with the dosh. So why said, and those vitiation that leads to vyadhijanak. We have already discussed that there is for proper formation of symptoms of evolvement of symptoms of the disease. In the same way, he says that vyadhijanak dosh vyapar visesh yuktam. So until unless all the processes are not completed, it is not said that some prapti have reached. So vitiation of those that leads to vyadhijanak, vyadhijanan, you know, origin of that particular disease. This entire process again is known as samprapti. As this is the commentary by Acharya Chakrapani and Charak Nidam, chapter first. So this one is in the same way. Vijayarakshit also says that there the entire steps, you know, what say that uh, kriya vidhi or prikriya, what he says that uh, mechanism involved in the origin of particular disease, the entire mechanism is known as samprapti. The mechanism by which a particular disease is evolved is known as samprapti. In the same way, just all the three definitions where I have quoted, I have not written the definition of Madhukos, commentary of Madhukos. So all these three, whether first line or Chakrapani or Madhukos, they all says that the entire mechanism by which a disease is evolved is known as samprapti. Say, this this may take uh, longer time or it may take shorter time. That depends on the nidan. If nidan are strong, too much strong, they will cause a disease within seconds, just as like wish. So if someone is taking wish, so their spread takes place within seconds. है ना? There is the प्रकोप is of two types. We will discuss later on. There is संचय अक्षय पूर्वक प्रकोप और अचय पूर्वक प्रकोप. So in the case of wish, there is अचय पूर्वक प्रकोप, and it takes minutes or seconds to complete the entire process. Whereas there are so many diseases like Amvat, Prame, that takes months. They have been defined as chronic disorders. So depending on the hetu, the disease is the disease formed is of two type. If hetu is too strong, it is of acute nature, and if this is uh, very somewhat little bit weaker than the earlier one, so it takes too much time. So I'm just taking the case of wish itself, that there is dusi wish which takes too much time for the production of that particular disease. So in the case of dusi wish, the samprapti will take too much time, whereas in the case of some major poisons like dhatura, like afim, it takes very shorter time to complete that entire phenomena, that is samprapti. So depending on the nature of that hetu, the samprapti of uh, particular disease uh, is completed within a very short period of time, or it may takes a very longer period of time. So that entire process which is taking place after taking that nidan and after production of that disease, the entire mechanism or entire process is known as samprapti. The same has been described in these three phrases. First one in Chakravadi as well as Madhkostika. And then Achar Vagbhat have described samprapti in a very good way. Then in the Nidanasthan, he have told it that Yatha doshen dustin, Yatha chan visarpita, Nirvittir amayasyaso sampraptir jati agti. What he says that there are three steps in these two lines. Three steps you will consider here. One is Yatha doshen dustin, and second is Yatha chanu visarpita, and third is Nirvittir amayasya. So here amay is a synonym of disease. So what he have said that Yatha doshin dustin, how the doshas were vitiated, and Yatha chan visarpita, how they spread in the body. Prakupitanam hi doshanam sarire paridhavitam. That so, and how they caused the disease. This three entire process is known as samprapti. There are, you can see here, yatha doshan dustin is first process, yatha chan visarpita is second process, and nivrittir amyasyaso is third process. And then it says that the jati and agati are synonyms of samprapti. So we will discuss later on that these three words in detail. Till then, we will discuss in this slide that what is the meaning of jati and agati. Samprapti is samyak prapti, and then there are synonyms of samprapti are jati and agati. So jati is derived from a dhatu that is jani pradurbhave. Jani pradurbhave, what Achar says that jati means jan. Same thing that we discussed earlier. Jani means jan. How it is formed. You can see that in the case he says that knowing entire process of uh, uh, involvement or mechanism of that particular disease is known as samprapti. So how its origin takes place is also type of samprapti. So it is defined as Jani Pradhurbhave, and it is so called Jati. Jani Pradhurbhav, how it is originated, Jan, how Jan kaise hua. So Jati is Jan. And what Achar says, uh, I can remember, that most likely it is Bhattar ji, Harishchand Bhattar. He says that, uh, what I am unable to remember, वस्तु का जन्म भी ज्ञान का कारण होता है, ऐसा उन्होंने कहीं पे लिखा हुआ है। तो वस्तु का जन्म जो है वो ज्ञान का कारण है। इट इज द what he says that which is not formed, why will go to know their pathogenesis? If it is not formed, we can't identify the process. So why origin of that disease is the matter of knowledge. And you can see that when we see that there is birth of a child, then Achar have described very clearly that this happens in first month. tat pratham mase kallam jayate द्वितीय शीतोष्मा निर्लय प्रपंचमाना नाम महाभूता नाम घन संजायते तृतीय हस्तपात शीर्षाम पंचपिंडिका निवर्तनते. No, तो just like that, Acharya have described the development of fetus for in context of birth of a child. So since there is monthly development, in the same way Acharya have described stepwise development of disease, and same is represented by Jani Pradhurbhava. We just see there that is Jani, there is Jani Pradhurbhava, and then Agati, है ना. तो what Agati says कि the entire process in between Vyadhi Janan is known as Agati. It is Agatir hi utpad karanasya Vyadhi Janan paryant gamnam. Utpad karanasya Vyadhi Janan paryant gamnam. Utpad karanas means dosh, and Vyadhi Janan means from the vitiation of dosh and up to production of disease. The mechanism between these two is known as agati. The same is, since same sub word reflects the mechanism that have been described in samprapti, so it is defined as synonym of samprapti. And you will say there it is derived from asamantat gati prapti agati. There is another term, है ना, that it says asamantat gati prapti agati. Okay, beginning from Sanchay to production of Vyakta Avastha, the entire process, or Bheda Avastha, entire process is known as Agati. So, since these three symptoms have resemblance with same mechanism, so they have been defined as synonym of each other. Somewhere you will see that there is some Prapti, Jati and Akti. Jati and Akti are synonyms of Samprapti. So these since these reflects the method of genesis of disease, so why it is defined as synonym of samprapti. And now we will discuss about three major components of definition of samprapti. You can see here that there are three major components. First is yatha doshan dustain, and the second is yatha chanu visarpita, and third is nivrittir amyasyaso. So what happens? Okay, how dosas gets vitiated? That is the first topic. And what are the factors, what are the nidhan for the vitiation of those? And in particular segment we will discuss in the case of Sanchay too, that how they gets vitiated and what are the factors that causes vitiation of the dose. And second is most important one is yatha chan visarpita, how they by which mean they circulated in the body, and find out their favorable place. That is a major importance, because as per their site of localization or favorable place, different kind of diseases originates. There is formation of different kind of disease depending on the nature of favorable place. If it goes to hriday, then it will cause something, a different kind of disease. That if it comes in the abdomen, that will cause some different kind of disease. If it goes to um, joints, then it causes different kind of disease. So major factor is how they circulated throughout the body and where they found their favorable place. Yatra sanga khavaigunyat vyadhistatropjayate. And after localization, what is the kind of those samurchana that leads to nirvittir of arm, and how they leads to formation of that particular disease. I have taken here one example of jwar. You will see there mithya ahar viharabhyam dosa hi amase asriya bahirnirrasya kosthagni jwardasvi rasanuga. That is the simple samprapti of jwar. So it has three components. You can see there mithya ahar viharabhyam doshin tustin, means mithya ahar vihar is the cause of those dusti. And how they got their visharpan. So you will see there they get vitiated, those get localized in the amashay and follow the rasanuga, rasvahi srutas, ya ras. And that its split takes place throughout the rasva srutas. That is, it's the major factor. And how they causes disease. Vahir nirras kosthagni, it causes Agni to come out from Amasya, and then it spreads throughout the body through the Rasvahi Srutas. This is the very simple definition of Jwar. You will find out that in most of the cases the same happens. If you can see that Samprapti of Grahani Rog, you can say that Atisare Nritya Mandagne Rahitasana Bhuya Sandusto Vahini Grahani में अवतोषित ना. तो how dosas get vitiated. Atisare nirvitya mandagne rahitasane, means in regular intake of incompatible diet, either alone or just after um, treatment of atisar. So these two are the major factor for yatha doshin dustin. And what he says that yatha cha anuvisarpita. तो कहता कि it causes एक से सर्वश्रेष्ठ दोषेर अत्यर्थम मूर्छित. Either single dose or combination of doshas causes vitiation of localized part, that is gradi. And third is how disease is caused bhuya sandusito vahini. It causes vitiation of gradi. Oh, sorry, vitiation of agni. Bhuya sandusito vahini grahani avidoshyet. Bhuya sandusito vahini, मतलब it causes vitiation of agni and leads to grahani. See there was vitiation of agni in jwar from amashay that gets localized or spread through the body, throughout the body. Why? Via rasvahi srutas, and causes jwar. Whereas vitiation of agni in grahani causes vitiation of grahani itself and causes grahani rog. So this is the major difference, that what kind of site the dosas gets their favorable place. And you can see there's simply the psychological disorders to what take the example of unmad. What Achar says, Charak, that viruddh dust asuch bhujnani pragarsanam dev guru द्विजनाम और मनोअभिघातो विस्मास चेष्टा. तो यथा दोषिण दुष्टिन That are the factors. विरुद्ध दुष्ट असुच भोजनानी, प्रघर्षणम देव गुरु द्विजनाम, और उन्माद हेतु भय हर्ष पूर्वो, है ना, भय है, देयर इज फियर, देयर इज एक्सेसिव फियर, हर्ष एंड मनोभिघातो, एंड देयर इज abnormal movement, bismas chesta. So these are the factors for the vitiation of doshas. And what yathachan visarpita, so what he says, buddhir nivasam hridayam pradusyam, है ना, it causes, it get localized, buddhir nivasam hridayam, and cause vitiation of srotan sadhisthaya manovahani, it causes dusti of sroto, manova srotas. So this, since there is different kind of srotas is involved, and so why it causes unmad in different context. If you take example of amvat, what their achar says, viruddha ahar chestasya mandagner nischalasya cha snigdam bhuktvato hi annam vyayamam kurvastatha. So these are the factor how yatha dosen dustin, you can take it from amvat. Yatha dosen dustins means viruddha ahar chestasya mandagner nischalasya cha, these are the factor for those dusti. And what says yathachan visarpita, तो व्हाट आचार सेज वाइना ही प्रेरितो आम श्लेष्म स्थानम प्रधावती, है ना, तेन अत्यर्थम विदग्धेशो धमनी ही प्रतिपत्ति, अनुवाद पित्त कफिर भयो दूसते सुवर्ण जो रस, so सुल्तान सभिष्यंदी नाना वर्णो पिक्चर है. So it causes vitiation of श्लेष्म, and that vitiated श्लेष्म, and what that vitiated श्लेष्म moves by the um, force of what vitiated what, and it reaches up to dhamni and causes vidak there. So and how they causes uh, amvat says janatyasu दौर्बल्यम, है ना, that is व्याधि नाम आश्रय हुई आम संज्ञोदाहरण में. तो there is also sim mandagnir that causes vitiation of agni, that, and due to vitiation of agni, and that leads to arm, that arm along with shleshma moves throughout the body, and srotansha vishyandi, it causes obstruction in srotas, and that leads to amvat. So in almost all of the samprapti, you will see there are three major factors, that yatha doshena dustin, yatha cha anvipasta, and how they causes uh, uh, origin of particular disease. These three things should be considered collectively, and that leads, either of these if does not happens, there is absence of formation of uh, particular disease, or you can say that in absence of either of these three factors, disease can't be produced by any hetu, है ना. If there is absence of uh, hetu, so doshas will not get vitiated. And you can see we will discuss later on too, in the case of bal samprapti, and where we consider about the bal of dosh, and vighar vighat bhav is there, you know, their acharya have developed described vighar vighat bhav. In that contains, he says, if the hetu is bali, then it causes production of disease. If it is it is not efficient, it can't produce any kind of disease. So first important thing is that hetu should be effective, and it have its highest degree of power to vitiate the dosh, that will lead to acute nature of disease. And if it is not able to produce acute nature of disease, but it causes vitiation of dhatu and srota slowly, then it causes origin of chronic nature of disease. So this is the major important thing, that, and if their visharpan does not takes place to their favorable place, so they will be not able to produce any kind of disease. This is also very important thing in the case of uh, samprapti. So these are three factors in toto causes origin of any kind of disease, and that leads to formation of disease. Collective there is what Achar says. You will see there in the case of Charak Nidana Sthan, chapter 4. एक खल निदान दोष दोष विशेषेभ्यो विकार विघात भाव अभाव प्रति विशेषा भवन्ति ही. If dosh dushti is not proper, then there will be absence of disease. Vikar vighat bhav and vikar vighat abhav, and that sometimes lead to three kind of disease. What Acharya Gangadhar have stated in that context: विकाराणाम सर्वेषाम एव रोगाणाम विघातस्य भाव विकाराणाम अनुत्पत्ति विघातस्य अभाव विकार अजन्मम च तयो विघातस्य भाव भाव एव च. तो there he described the three things. What described? चिरेण च विकार जन्म in the context of hetu. It causes disease after prolonged time. And vikar ajannam, what Achar says, na tada vikar abhi nirvitti, the disease can't be produced. And what third is the tanova. Tanova means it has very lesser degree of symptoms, lesser degree of vitiation. It causes lesser degree of vitiation. So there is symptoms which are produced have a very lesser sensitivity. So these three factors, either of these if are not proper, the disease will be not formed. It happens in almost all the cases, whether you take the uh, disease that is described in modern system of medicine and Ayurvedic system of medicine. These three processes are common. The how they gets vitiated and how they spread out throughout the body. Just I quoted example of Mycobacterium tuberculosis that causes different kind of symptom in the different type of organs infected where they get localized. If it goes to lungs, it causes different kind of symptom. If it goes to bone, it causes different kind of symptom. And if it goes to the intestine, it causes different kind of symptoms. So the hetu is same, but according to their favorable place at that time, at the time of development of disease, it could gets localized at that particular segment and causes different kind of disease depending on their site. And now here I have taken one slide from modern system of medicine to explain the three things. And you can see their agents associated with vascular dilatation and increased permeability includes, that is how the vessels gets dilated and how their vascular permeability is increased. That is a part of any kind of disease. So since you will see here that one thing, that there is injury, that injury is yatha doshen dustin, how those were vitiated by injury. Up injury can be physical, that be chemical, that be biological, any kind of injury may be there, and that will cause vitiation of those. So we are taking just a kind of uh, you can say bacterial disease. We can consider here that there is some kind of exposure of bacteria that causes injury, and bacteria was the hetu. So what happens, that causes a release of some kind of activation of some kind of cells. And you can remember it that there in the phase of circulation there was some specific character that there was loss of a stream, and there was diapedesis, there was um, immigration of leukocytes due to chemotaxis. This says that how they gets vitiated. There is some release of some hormones or enzymes that you can see here, that there are some chemicals releases that may be in the form of leukotrienes, that may be in the form of histamines, and that may be in the form of serotonin, that causes dilatation. So how they get vitiated? Due to that exposure of that thing. यथा च अनुविसर्पिता, the loss was, there was loss of flow of blood, that is the loss of axial stream in the cells, and that loss causes outflow of particular cell from that vessel through dilated pores due to increased permeability, and after going there they reaches to that particular agent and causes either phagocytosis. If they fail to cause phagocytosis, then that particular agent causes some kind of disease that depends on the nature of the agent. So in total, we will see in all the cases that there is either exposure, and we will discuss that there is some prapti is of two types. I will later discuss it, that there is general samprapti, samanya samprapti, and there is specific samprapti. So where we consider general samprapti, we see there sanchayam cha prakopam cha prasram asthan sansrayam vyaktim bhedeschiyo vetti. This is the general samprapti. So you will see there that there is sanchaya, there is incubation period. That's what says the prakop is of two types, sanchaya purvak, achay purvak. So these kinds may be applied to the uh, various disorders that have been described in the modern system of medicine. I have taken one small example, and you can go through most of the diseases and find out the same, that there are three components in the samprapti, and you can see that there is three components. Then we will discuss about the general samprapti and specific type of samprapti, that are not actually the types, that are the components of samprapti also. There are six types of specific samprapti, and one is general samprapti, what we discussed, that when we see the concept of kriya kal, that is considered as samanya samprapti, and when we go for sankhya pradhanya vikalp bal kal bhed, that is kind of visist samprapti. So that we will discuss in our next lecture, because we have some limitation. So we will discuss thoroughly about general samprapti and specific samprapti in our next lecture. Till then, thank you.